You know what else I think is really hurting Brian Daboll
Tell me.
and Joe Shane? Daniel Jones.
Oh,
I mean, how can you not? And I was just talking to our guy, Paul, before the show, who's a big Giants fan.
Huge.
And we were talking about what does this mean for that franchise? And like the Dart and Cam Scadaboo getting injured and how this season. How do you not look at Daniel Jones, who is having this resurgent season with a dominant running back and Jonathan Taylor, and look at the Giants and say, you had a very similar duo with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley when they were here. You, of course, made the move to let go of Saquon Barkley. You paid Daniel Jones this big contract, and all of a sudden he goes somewhere else, and he's in the conversation for an MVP, and they look like maybe a Super Bowl contender. I think that doesn't do anything to help Joe Shane and Brian Daboll.
absolutely not, in no way, shape, or form, especially when they showed that they could have success with Daniel Jones, and then it just fell apart. I was the first. I mean, I would take up for him in New York and get crushed for it all the time. I thought they really did make him the scapegoat, and it almost seemed like they tried to put him in bad situations last year so that they knew at the end of the year, we're gonna get this guy out of town and we're gonna save ourselves. Almost like they coerced together. It's gonna be up on the Tishes and the Maras now to decide, because it's been Shane and Daboll's decision. It's horrible, man. And Daniel Jones is absolutely rolling, man. 3 more touchdowns this week. He's 5th in passing yards. Whoever would have thought Daniel Jones would be 5th in passing yards? And they do such a good job, such a well-balanced attack over there. And
which his best season was with Saquon when Saquon was healthy, and they go and they get the win in Minnesota, and then they had the loss after that. But I think that's a bad look for the Giants to see a player that you had in your building and you couldn't support him. Because I was like you. It was hard to defend Daniel Jones because he'd show you these flashes and then he'd turn the ball over 3 or 4 times, and then it's just the consistency. But I think it was a lot of the roster around him. Clearly, Daniel Jones could win if you put him in a position to succeed like the Colts have given him.
Yeah, it was the roster around him. You take away his big back. He never had a number 1 receiver.
No.
His receiver room when he was there, and we've talked about it, it was Jalen Hyatt. It was Wan'Dale Robinson. It was Neighbors as a rookie who was incredible. But by then, they kind of given up on Daniel Jones at that point. Yeah, it was terrible. His offensive line has always been really bad. And I'm telling you, the game plan changed completely from what they did and had success with Saquon. It was basically run the heck out of the football, ask Daniel Jones to make a couple of plays with his legs and 2 or 3 big throws a game. And then at the end, I'm telling you, they left him out to dry. And I'm so glad to see him doing that way, because he seems like a real good dude. He's very humble. He answers everything like he's supposed to. They always try to get him to fry the Giants now, like in the press.
He
and he always takes the bait.
He's classy. He's not going to do it. So I love seeing it for him too. Nothing against the Giants. I just love seeing a resurgent story and a comeback story like Daniel Jones is having.